I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings. And we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to episode 10 of Reaction Time.
Dude, episode 10.
We just got out of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania,
Yep.
and it's 11:28 p.m.
Yep. This is how much we care about you guys.
Yeah,
We're recording this at 11:28 p.m.
we are.
so you can listen to it.
Yeah. For the record, this is the spoiler version of this podcast.
Yeah.
So, of this episode, at least. So, if you haven't seen the movie, unless you don't care about spoilers, don't listen to this.
Yeah.
There is a spoiler-free version also. Just find that one. It'll come out at the same time. So,
And it'll have all the scores and everything like that.
yeah. You'll still get kind of the whole shebang, but just no deets.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great.
What's our thing again?
Did you
We had a little quota. Okay, that's what it is.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say no.
Yeah.
You were giving me no vibes.
Yeah. I didn't love it,
Okay.
but I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your, out of 10? Just right off the bat.
Oh, man. I would say my out of 10 would be a 6.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
Okay.
This is another movie that's like simultaneously like a higher score and a lower score.
Yeah. I guess I put mine in the middle.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
It was,
I almost said a 7.
yeah.
So.
It was good enough for me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was good enough for me, but at the same time, this wasn't the movie I was hoping it was going to be. That
Right.
really brings me back into Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did enough for me to let me hang on.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel, because if it was bad, if it was Thor bad, I was probably going to skip whatever was next.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'd agree with
Except
that.
for that it's Guardians, and that one's going to
Yeah,
be
you wouldn't
just
skip that.
crazy. I wouldn't skip it. Which is how they always get you. You're like, oh, I'm
know.
done. And then something else comes out and you're like, maybe this is the one.
Every other one is supposed to be pretty good, and the other one they just throw out.
Yeah. But it did enough, and it set up the future,
Yes.
which you cannot say for a few of the previous Marvel projects. So
This
at
is-
least there's that.
This is the one that has 2 end credit scenes, and you need to stay for the second one.
Yes.
Usually the second one's just kind of a fun joke. This is
That's
like
true.
legit a
Yeah.
cool thing. I guess
both
we're
are
in
cool.
spoilers. So
Yeah, you can say whatever
we
you
can
want.
talk about
Yeah.
it, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah, both are cool.
So first thing that I would say
Okay.
is Jonathan Major.
Majors.
Dude, his Kang was awesome.
He's awesome.
He was my favorite part of the whole
Yeah,
movie.
he's fantastic.
Easily.
His Kang is good, and Kang is just awesome.
Yeah.
I have quite a few things to say about Kang because I think it's a good villain.
Yeah, no, he was
Finally.
great. He was a great
We
villain.
did it, you guys. We
was a great
arrived to a good villain.
Yeah. Hopefully they keep it.
Yeah, hopefully they keep it. Let's jump into scores,
Okay.
and we can break everything down.
Okay. Visuals. So Avatar has slightly ruined me.
Yeah. I feel that.
Now, I will say this looked pretty good. There was
Yeah.
some moments that were not great. And when they were flying on the thing, all I could picture was Avatar and how beautiful that looked and how not beautiful this looked.
Yeah.
I can't compare.
I agree.
But it's kind of ruined me for certain things. The MODOK head, I did not care for.
No, it looked
So bad.
so bad, but at the same time, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
And so it's
But-
like, is there a way to do that right? It's MODOK. He looks stupid.
I know,
Like, that's just
but
like
it was
what he
just
is.
so dumb, I guess.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the floating head in Thor.
I have such mixed feelings about MODOK
Yeah.
because it was so funny,
It was so funny.
but it was also out of place humor.
Uh-huh.
But it was also like, this is what he looks like. But it's also like, wow, that is so goofy
It's
and
so, yeah, I don't know. For
weird
me, it
looking.
distracted every time.
Yeah, it was pretty distracting. You know what was more distracting than the MODOK head? Hope's hair.
Oh my gosh. Why did
She looked so hot in the second movie with the long hair. And in this movie, she looked
like trying to like Jamie Lee Curtis.
ugly
type
Jamie
of,
Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like how they commented that she changed her hair. I wish MODOK had been like, I don't like it.
Maybe that was a
something
stab
like
at her. Maybe the actress like cut her hair and they didn't want her to. And she's like, I'm going to cut my hair. And then like, fine, we're going to make jokes about it. So you can suck on that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to give the visuals?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess for me, I would say it was above average in terms of how it looked.
Okay.
Like the quantum realm looked pretty good.
Yeah.
All of the creature, aliens, whatever you want to call them, looked really good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say. I mean, you know, there was obviously certain parts that didn't look super great.
Yeah.
I give it like a 179.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
So I have a few things. First
Okay.
of all, the bartender alien.
Yeah.
That CGI was on point with the first Men in Black movie. It's exactly what it looked like. And I was like, are you kidding? That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So why did it have to look
I don't
that
know.
bad? At the same time, a lot of the character design in the movies, with just the costumes and with just the aliens, and some of them being CGI, some of them being practical, most of it was amazing.
Yeah, it was
like,
really good.
Really cool. They had just really cool characters, that even some that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like there's one person whose head is like
Broccoli.
That one was
Yeah.
weird, but
Yeah.
there's one whose head is like a wrap. It's like like the whole
Oh.
thing's like a bandage. And
Yeah.
it just like looked so cool. And
Yeah.
there's just like a lot of the characters' design was awesome, and Kang just looked awesome.
The one
dude.
with that shoots the light out of his head.
Yeah.
He was so cool.
Yeah.
He was my favorite.
Rip.
R.I.P.
Rip, dude. Rip to Laserhead.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, he was cool. Maybe they'll bring him back.
Yeah, maybe.
And for Secret Wars.
Oh,
Comes
he's
back-
a new
he just
Avenger.
Comes back for Secret Wars. So Kang looked like freaking Zurg, dude.
Kane looked good.
He looked awesome.
And when he would put on his visor, whatever it
Yeah.
was, and he would go from blue to normal skin, it was really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it looked awesome.
and I assume
Yeah.
they probably like freaking, I don't know, they could have just done lighting, but it almost looked like his face was painted. You
Yeah,
know?
it was weird because I
But I don't know how they
in the
did
trailer I thought it was
transition.
like a visor.
Yeah.
But then during the movie, you don't actually see like a smooth glass over his face. It
No.
almost looks like it's something that like wraps around his skin,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah,
And
it was cool.
It looked really awesome. It looked pretty comic accurate too, which I appreciate. And yeah, and King was dope, and like his powers look good. Some of the animation on just some random things, like the first time Cassie gets really small and she's running, I was like, they accidentally animated this on twos. Like, it was so weird. It was like unusually choppy, and I noticed it immediately. I was like,
okay.
why is it like she's running and it looks like Mr.
Yeah.
Game & Watch? And I was like, what is
the
happening?
frames are.
So that was weird. But it was, the CGI was better than some of the Marvel projects that have had like well-known bad CGI.
Yeah.
So I like that they put a little more care into this, and the entire movie's in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
So it is just weird.
Yeah.
So I'm like fine with a lot of kind of the weird looking stuff. I'm gonna give it a 170.
Okay. Yeah.
The CGI itself didn't really blow me away. So that was like pretty average. So like CGI itself, I'd give probably a 150. But then like a lot of the character design and stuff was really cool. So that's where it kind of earned some points for me. So,
Yeah. MODOK. Oh, that was my worst thing for me.
MODOK was weird. Yeah.
I
Okay.
know that's what he looks like, but
I know it's just so jarring.
I just
It's
was like,
so
keep
weird.
your shield plate on.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your
Oh,
face.
and the last thing I want to say about the visuals, when he's in the possibility storm and he's like
Uh-huh.
sinking in things of himself,
Uh-huh.
Toy Story 2 vibes all the way.
Oh yeah.
100%. I was like, this is so weird.
That's
it's like
funny.
it's Disney or something.
I was just thinking they were like a bunch of ants climbing to make a tower.
Well, that's after.
for
But
him
when
to
he's
come up.
sinking,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Toy Story. And then
Yeah.
when he comes up, it looks like it was Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Oh, yeah.
Disney.
Disney, dude.
They got
They're
like
ripping off of
6 story
themselves.
beats, and they're like, let's just put these in any movie that we make. You know, people sink, people go up. It's all the same.
They basically own almost everything now.
They do.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, they really do.
Mm-hmm.
Except for DC.
Except for DC.
And they got blue dung beetles or something.
And like maybe Batman or something.
Well, maybe.
Who
We'll
knows?
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy who is horrible playing the Flash. Anyways.
Life is GTA 5. Let's do this. Okay, so what about the story and the writing?
I didn't like the dialogue.
The dialogue was super weird.
It was weird. It just
Like
every time the mom talked,
mhm.
her just a lot of like what she said sounded so, I don't even say goofy. It was just, I guess goofy would be the word. She just sounded weird every time she spoke. Not her voice, but just all the dialogue she said was just, it was really weird.
Right. Yeah. Courtney pointed this out, so credit to Courtney for this. She basically pointed out that like Paul Rudd is great, but he's not super good in a very, very serious action role.
Yeah.
His delivery is like just not, he's not meant to be that serious for that long.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when he's like, when she said this, like, you know, we got to get out there and fight or whatever. It's like, it's not as cool as when Thor's like, I'm going to go beat his head in or whatever, you know? It's like, it's so different. So yeah, the dialogue was just, it was goofy and it was delivered weirdly by kind of everybody except for Kang.
Except for Kang.
Everything, dude. Yeah. Sorry.
Everything
Go on.
with
I have
Kang.
stuff to say about Kang. But.
I don't know. There was a lot of just kind of random stuff that just happened. There was a lot of random stuff that just never got addressed again.
Yeah.
I didn't love the story. I thought like the story as a whole was fine.
Yeah.
But it was nothing special other than Kang.
Yeah.
Kang's writing and everything was great. His acting was great. In my predictions, dude, nobody died.
Nobody died.
Nobody died.
Nobody died. I really thought Scott was going to die there at the end.
I
was like, oh, maybe they're both going to kind of like die together into the thing, into the core or whatever. And then he didn't.
The other thing that I was hoping for, because I just need this every once in a while, is when they're hugging at the very end, Hope and Scott.
One of them dies.
I was hoping that like a shock shot or something was just going to come right through Hope and just done. Like,
you want Hope to die
dude,
now?
I just want some. Well, with their haircut, a little bit.
Oh, right? Seriously. Ugh.
I would give it a 130.
Okay.
Yeah. It was mainly the writing. I wouldn't even say that was a lot of the story. It was just a lot of the writing just sounded weird.
The story was cool.
Yeah.
I think like overall, but yeah, the writing was weird and it felt messy.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't feel like it was like super put together.
It wasn't cohesive.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
The beginning was like way too quick.
She's like, quick.
Hey, by the way, when you guys were all blipped, I became a genius and built this entire quantum thing with nothing but a book. And I was like, that's it? That's all we get to explain like that? No.
I built this entire thing
with a box of scraps.
With a box of scraps.
So, yeah, I mean, the introduction of Kang, I guess Kang the Conqueror, was very cool. And he was a good character. I think he was a great character.
Oh, yeah.
The one line that he has, which they played at a Comic-Con or they played it at like some Disney or Marvel like thing like last year, like early last year. So I heard this line forever. They played like an audio clip.
Oh.
And then it leaked out because they played it for like everybody who was like at this
Right.
Comic-Con, but obviously everything leaks out anyway.
Of course.
And so I heard it, but when he says, "You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?"
Oh,
But he says it so casual.
yeah.
Amazing.
So
That's
good.
such a good line, dude.
Yeah.
It's so, so good.
I loved King.
So King was awesome. He was just like he was casually menacing, which is even scarier than if they're like always very threatening. He's just like, hey, this is the way that it is, and I am
Yeah.
forever, and I'm everywhere, and there's
Yeah.
a million of me, and you can't stop it, and
Yeah.
time's not what you think it is. And he just like says everything so casually. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So King was great. So the story was, overall the story was good. Writing was like iffy, but some of the writing was really cool.
Yeah.
And some of it was like pretty bad.
There was
like,
a good amount of one-liners in there for you.
There was a lot of one-liners.
Yeah.
What I do appreciate about this movie is there are things I'm going to remember about it,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
Like, it's never too late to stop being a dick.
I know.
Even though that was dumb and out of place,
I'm not
it was still so funny. I'm always going to remember it. Guess what? I can't remember a single thing about Thor. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing from that movie that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Like, the only thing that comes to mind is like there's a goat that screams, but it's like I got that from a Taylor Swift knockoff music video 12 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm not going to forget MODOK.
no, MODOK is gonna live
For
rent
better or
free
for
in my
worse.
brain for way too long. So I'm gonna give it, and I very, very much appreciate that it did what it could to set up the future of the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Especially towards the end, like. I mean, it kind of was like setting up Kang really well, and then it would kind of like go away from that, and then it'd come back to Kang. So instead of feeling like a good, steady build, it almost kind of felt a little bit more like a roller coaster,
Yeah.
which I think it would have been better to just like keep building, because the movie felt like it was going to end like 2 or 3 times.
really did.
Kind of goofy in that way, which didn't bug me too much, because I do like when I'm like, oh, the movie's over, and then something bad happens. It's like kind of fun. So I'm going to give this a 159.
Okay.
Because it was good. I mean, it was good enough for me,
Another
but my bar is low right now. for
Another
Marvel.
thing that bugged me, and I understand that you have to make a movie, so you can't. But Kang, like when he caught Scott and Cassie, I mean, he was just toying with them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when he's in his chair and everybody's invading, and he's like, "Don't let him get to the circles," he just stood there and did nothing. And I was just like, why can't he flick somebody away, or why can't he? I understand he can't just be so overpowered, because then there would be no movie. But there was a lot of moments where it was just like, could you have put them in a different situation that would have felt better, I guess?
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of times where I was just like, okay, I mean, he could literally just kill them right now, and he's not, you know? And so there's like little stuff like that where I was just like, okay, you literally are just spinning them around, squishing their bodies basically, and then all of a sudden you can't do anything.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so
That was another story stuff that was a little
I
weird
know,
for
that's
me.
yeah, it's kind of goofy in that.
Yeah. I understand.
And there's
Can't
also
just be
like
so overpowered, but
right. There's also like the kind of at the end he dies.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked him to not die, because I think they need a movie where the bad guy like really wins.
Right.
Because those are some of the best movies.
Yeah.
They're just of all time. If you think of some of the best
Civil
movies,
War.
bad guy wins.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's like a small win, they get a win, which Kang still kind of is always going to win until they can figure out how to like completely destroy him. But yeah, it's kind of weird where it's like you can feel that he's so powerful, but then at the end it's just the ants, which is like, yeah, there's a lot of ants. But it's like, wasn't he just like doing full body explosions like 10 seconds ago?
And he was destroying worlds.
Yeah, and it's
So
not.
how could
he
ants
doesn't
just
have?
take him over?
He doesn't have superpowers. He has technology.
Yeah.
Like that's where all of his blasters and stuff come from. So it's like, unless it's like energy is depleting in his tech, like he should just be able to just do that unlimited. So that's like a little shaky for me, but it didn't bug me too bad because he's still around.
And the only thing, that's the only thing, is they spend a lot of time on him. So I would have liked to see that version again. Because now, obviously, we're going to get more Kangs, but it's like, are we going to have to be reintroduced in their backstory or their personality? You know, there was some at the end where I was just like, oh, I don't like this Kang. I hope this Kang isn't one of the Kangs. Because they did so well.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, okay, I'm dead now.
Yeah, I'm dead. Now I'm the Pharaoh.
I killed all the Avengers. How many of you have I killed? And then all of a sudden I die by ants.
I know. And I have so many questions about Kang. Like, does he have memories from all of his other... Because he's like, have I killed you before? And it's like, I know that's just King the Conqueror, but like, does he also have...
But then he calls him Ant-Man. Like, he knows him.
Yeah, he knows him. I don't know. It's a little confusing. I guess it makes sense because he's the one who like jumps between timelines and stuff. But, and then the last thing about the writing was... Kang again was really cool because he wasn't only a vicious psychopath. He also was like kind of like moody. He was emotional because like I kind of expect him to just be this like really hardcore like villain, but then there's a part where he's like crying, and so it's just like it's like it kind of throws you off in like a good way. So yeah,
well, that was kind of that's kind of the worst people are the ones that can't really control all their emotions all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was like kind of cool for me too, where it was like, oh, he's kind of a little unhinged. Not to, bring up Star Wars, but that was like my favorite thing about Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Was just because
they were very similar.
Yeah, he was very unhinged. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but that was my favorite part.
Yeah, also, Kylo Ren was the best part of the sequel trilogy by far.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this reminded me so much of Star Wars.
That's what Courtney kept saying, but it reminded me way more of Dune.
Really?
Yeah.
No, just all the different weird-looking people. Like,
the aliens
just going into the bar with the alien, I was like, dude, this is straight from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Some of the character designs, I'm like, you took this from Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
I thought Bill Murray was going to be in that movie way more, but... he was not.
That
rip,
okay.
Dude.
I don't know if this is really writing. This will be in the score too, but his introduction was
incredible.
So
good.
So good.
So good.
Oh, the song and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great. Okay.
Okay, what are you going to give? Let's talk about acting.
Okay. I felt everybody did pretty well. Kang definitely...
super good.
Jonathan Majors was definitely my favorite. I'll agree where Paul Rudd struggled a little bit at times. I think he did really well, but it's like how my wife thinks of Ryan Reynolds when he's in a serious role. She just can't take him seriously, And so I kind of feel like he's done so much, at least for what I've seen, he's done so much comedy.
Yeah,
I know he's done other stuff, but it was like, oh, yeah, okay. It was kind of, good, but not great.
Yeah.
It was weird. I felt they spent a little bit too much time with Cassie. She's not my favorite character, and everyone else felt a little underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
Not like horrible though.
Yeah.
I mean, but man, Kang did so well.
So good.
I mean, he'll bring it up just because of him. I give it a 171.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say there was anything that was like horribly distracting for me.
Yeah.
In terms of acting.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Cassie was pretty bad.
Yeah.
She got like a little better towards the end, but every actor says this. They say acting is all about reacting, and her reactions are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
She's really bad at that.
Mm-hmm.
And they recast her too from, when do you see her in Endgame? It's a different girl, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah, it's a different girl, which is like, it's fine because she's only in Endgame for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
but
if that.
I was just like, they probably went through quite the process to cast her, and she's not that good.
Yeah.
So I was like, why you do that?
Come on, Marvel.
Yeah, like just
you can find somebody better.
Just find the kid, like the little girl who was in the first Ant-Man. She was
Right.
great. The first and second one, she's awesome.
It's been 7 years.
I know. It's been 8 years since the first Ant-Man came out.
2015.
Yeah, it's 2023.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wow, it has been 8 years.
Yeah, almost 8.
Never mind.
We're close. So
still 7
So
years.
she's probably like 15.
I know.
You know? I don't know how old she was. Yeah, Cassie was bad, but Kang made up for it.
Uh-huh.
So he like just a little bit more than equals her out. So I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 165.
Yeah. Nothing too horrible, but nothing too
too horrible. But Jonathan Majors is awesome,
dude. When he kind of lost it,
I'm really excited for him to
good.
just like kind of be the future villain.
Yeah,
I think that will just help a ton.
I think it definitely will.
Yeah. Okay. What about? Oh, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say I would maybe bring the acting all the way down to a 0 because we didn't hear Owen Wilson go, "Wow."
Oh wow. Ciao.
Just kidding.
That would have been so funny. It like the end credit scene shows up and Loki's like, "That's him," and he's like, "Oh wow."
Yeah. Dude, that would have made
Ka-chow.
that scene.
And then it ends. Go to black.
Ciao.
Ka-chow.
Oh.
Ka-chow. But awesome.
Okay, what did you think of the score?
The only thing I can remember from the score was when Bill Murray
showed up,
and
dude.
it gave me super Tron Legacy Daft Punk vibes.
100%.
And I was like, is this going to be the whole score of the whole movie? And then it wasn't.
And then
it was just
wasn't.
that one spot, and I was like, dope.
And all the other
rest
score
of the movie,
was
I was
just,
like,
yeah.
It ended, and I was like, oh no, was there any music? Couldn't remember. But that one song was super dope. So, and can I tell you one thing about the score?
Yes.
I'm over the classic rock song at the beginning of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Can they stop?
Yeah.
I'm cool.
It's
you did it.
every time.
I don't like it anymore.
It's every time.
It was fun a couple times, and I'm over it. So, dear Kevin Feige, please stop. Love me. Okay, that's my letter. Hopefully somebody can get that to him.
Also, go back in time and find phase 1 through 3, Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
And bring him back.
Remember how you invented time travel in the MCU? Use it and make a movie set on Earth. Thank you. That's one thing, honestly, I'm going to go real quick sidetrack.
Yeah.
I think a big problem with the Marvel movies lately is they're not just on Earth. Like, what's the last Marvel movie that was just, we're just on Earth and we're not anywhere secret or weird?
Yeah, it's been...
Like, Spider-Man is like that, but at the same time, there's like multiverse stuff going on. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
So probably
They're on
Spider-Man
Earth.
Far From Home was
Yeah.
probably the last just Earthbound movie.
Yeah. And that was 2019.
Yeah.
That was it was closer to 3 years ago, but
Yeah.
it's like,
And
maybe that's the issue, is like it's just not hitting close to home anymore because they're all just like, it's getting like way out of hand with like how weird it's getting.
Weird.
So it's like, I'm fine with that, but like, it also is losing what I liked about it.
Right. And I wanted to add to that because, yeah, you know, it's comics, right?
Yeah.
Comics get really weird, right?
Yeah.
But all of the first movies were, I mean, it's fine if you go outside of Earth.
Yeah.
But like Guardians of the Galaxy is a great example. It's not an Earth, but there's not so much weirdness to it. I'm okay with the weirdness, but where it's like just like weird.
Yeah.
Like where I don't know the word I'm trying to think of, but it just doesn't, not that you need to relate, but you can't relate to anything in these movies.
Exactly.
And so there's no feelings towards them. And it's fine that there's some weird stuff, but like this entire movie was just weird thing after weird thing after weird thing after
they were like
weird
not
thing.
like on Earth in the real world, like almost at all.
Yeah, like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Mm-hmm. And then the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was weird. I always refer back to Iron Man because it's like, it just feels like, and I know things are going to get crazier, and
Yeah.
it has always been building towards just more and more, just like aliens and space and all that stuff. But it's like Iron Man feels so grounded and real and fun, and it just has like slowly gotten out of hand. I feel
Yeah.
like, and it's like I get it, but at the same time, I just don't like it personally.
It's
And
just,
I would
it's
like
just
them to just
distracting.
kind of go back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, what'd you think
Yeah.
about the music?
You're supposed to go first.
Okay, so the one song was dope,
Yeah.
and then I didn't really
Notice-
notice any good music the rest of the
the rock
time.
song at the beginning.
158.
Okay.
So it was it was average because it didn't take away, but
I'll give it a 166 because of that song.
okay.
Yeah.
That song was pretty dope.
And the end credits song actually was kind of cool.
That's true.
Yeah,
End credits
kinda
was good.
sounding. I love the freaking Marvel intro. The
Yeah.
song's so good.
It is so good. It's so
Need to
good.
never change that.
I know.
Okay.
Vibe time.
Ooh. So I had fun. There was some funny parts.
Mm-hmm.
There was some really weird parts. Like all the stuff with the holes.
Yeah,
I
but-
can't tell if
Yeah. I know. It's one of those weird, like, here's the issue, you guys. We're doing a podcast literally right after the first viewing of this movie is we have no time to process.
I know.
So we just like jump on the mic and we're like, oh, I don't know what I'm feeling inside of me with this movie, but it's something.
There was just like weird things that they didn't know a lot of like human stuff, you
Yeah.
know? But then the thing knew, he was like, does milk or juice come out of them? How does he know what milk or juice is if they don't know what like half the stuff is? I know they have the bar where they get drunk,
right.
but that has like weird creatures and stuff in it. So like, I don't, it's just like weird stuff like that where I was like, where did you learn that from? And but there was like when he gets shot though, and he's like, oh, I have holes. That was amazing.
That was amazing.
And then just freaking turns into a vacuum or something. I don't know what he
so
did.
random. A lot of the humor just felt like it didn't belong in a movie like this.
Yes.
It felt like it was honestly good humor. Like it was kind of more on the stupid side of humor, but it was good. It was funny, you know, but it felt like it belonged more in like Monsters versus Aliens. Honestly, like
That
it was
was
very
seriously-
similar to what I would expect from that movie.
Yeah.
So it was like,
The humor was a different movie.
I appreciated it, but I was like, is this the place? And because of the other two Ant-Man movies are great. And the second one is the best Ant-Man movie still. And I felt the absence of his friends so much.
Yeah.
Luis was not there. He didn't do that thing that he did in the other two Ant-Man movies where it's like, he tells this whole long story. I have to have that for it to be an Ant-Man movie, or else what the heck is it? So I really
My
miss
girlfriend
that.
broke up with me,
And
and my mom died.
I'm telling everybody your secret. Craig, you still haven't seen friggin' Ant-Man 2.
No, I'm
So
sorry.
do you even know anything about Baba Yaga?
No, I'm sorry.
It's the best part of the movie.
I know. I'm gonna watch it still.
Baba Yaga, come at night. So funny.
See, it might have just made
Little
me hate it more
children sleeping
because
tight. Yeah, probably.
even just from the first one, I missed the friends. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the second one is like
Yeah.
phenomenal. So yeah, I felt their absence. So
Yeah. Vibe.
yeah.
I'd give it a 143.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. And here's the other thing that's getting a little bit difficult. This one wasn't as bad, but I feel like there's so many branching things. I never had this problem before because it was like, oh, you just watch all the movies and it's fine. Or, oh, there's one TV show that you need to watch. But I feel like it's just getting more and more and more where you have to like know what happens in like 15 different things you would have understood everything. Like I saw Loki.
Right.
So you know who Kang is, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would have been bad if you didn't know who Kang was because they kind of almost introduce
That's true.
him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like certain things you would have like not quite understood. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was a lot more with that. You know, if you didn't know a certain character's story arc, even though I think knowing it almost made it worse because they just throw it out anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that's my biggest kind of complaint that I've been having just very recently. It never bothered me before, but it's just like there's so much. And I think they did it well in this where they kind of reintroduced the character so it wasn't as bad. But I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I ever need to watch it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe to see it for Kang.
Yeah.
But it would be more of like I would just look up the one-liner clips.
Yeah, and there wasn't a ton of like really deep stuff with Kang. Like during his introduction, there was like a little bit of that, and then towards the end, you kind of get a little bit more like what's going on and what he's trying to do and stuff. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I honestly would be happy to if they just went back to no TV shows and just doing 2 movies a year.
I know.
You know, just like. Because back in the day, it was like 1 every 2 years, and then it went to like 1 a year.
Yeah.
And then we're like 4 TV shows and 3 movies a year, and I'm like,
it's just too
I
much.
don't have time.
Not enough time, and you're just dividing too much.
Yeah.
Nothing is being good.
And you can tell they're only making shows so that people will keep their Disney Plus subscriptions.
Yeah.
Because every episode is just like, oh, cool. I kept my subscription to watch this and it sucked. So maybe next week will be better.
Maybe
and every week is like that.
Yeah.
You always hope the next week's better.
And then you have like 1 episode that's
They
good.
do that with Marvel. They do that with Star Wars. Most of what I've seen on Disney Plus as far as shows go is just like, this is underwhelming. I still feel like I have to watch it because you guys hooked me in for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a lot of fun watching this movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't make me angry, like almost at all, which has not happened in a while.
Yeah, okay.
I laughed pretty hard.
Yeah, I did too.
Even at the stuff that I was like, that doesn't belong, but I still like enjoyed it. And Kang did awesome. I'm actually going to give this like a 177.
Okay, that's
pretty
fine.
high for me.
Yeah.
For something like this. But again, it just like, it did enough for me to like be like, okay, maybe like phase 5 is going to be cool. And maybe things are going to be like, and it's all because of Kang. It's literally none of the other stuff.
No.
It was only Kang. Because if this was the same movie, but it was just a normal villain that wasn't like so menacing, it was just like, say like the villain from Iron Man 2 or whatever, right? Somebody's just going to die at the end.
Yeah.
If it was just that, this movie would be pretty like crap.
Yeah, pretty lame.
But because Kang is so menacing and so grand in scale, and they set him up really nicely, like I'm kind of stoked about Marvel going forward, and I'm just going to need to see that more. So hopefully they don't like wait too long to show us, because like Loki came out almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I believe it was 2020.
Yeah.
So it was
almost 3 years.
Yeah, it was like I think summer of 2020. So it's been almost 3 years since we've seen Kang at all. And I'm hoping it's not like a long time again, because I don't think he's going to be in Guardians. He's not in the trailer, so I would assume he's not. Maybe
I think they're going to do it more with Adam.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I just hope they can like capitalize on the energy and like keep that up. But
I to me, if you took out almost everything, this didn't really do anything for the storyline as a whole, except for like the 2 end credit scenes. You got introduced to Kang, but then he died.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a different one.
And Cassie's a superhero now.
And Cassie's
She's
a superhero.
going to be a young Avenger like everybody else in every other movie.
I guess they can easily go into the quantum realm, and maybe that'll play a point at some point.
True,
but
that's true.
As far as that was basically it. It was like the second end credit scene was like the coolest part of the whole movie.
That's true, yeah. This
like
whole
2
movie
minutes
kind of
long.
just felt like, it was like, okay, you guys, here's like a highlight reel of what Kang can do.
Mm-hmm.
So keep this in mind for our future movies. You know, it was a lot like that. There are a few other things that I'm remembering now that I wanted to mention. It's kind of visuals. The police guys with the blue heads or the blue masks or whatever, when they would die, it looked really cool. Because they'd like hit him with stuff.
when she killed him with the spear thing, and
I
they
think
would just
almost,
like
I
vaporize.
don't even think it was just the spear.
Yeah, because she
Was
would
it just her
kill.
spear?
She would kill them without the spear.
Oh.
Because that's why I was like, oh, I think that's just how they
Oh, just
die.
the spear.
But then when
Okay.
she would kill them without it, that didn't happen.
That
but
was
then
really
when she got,
cool.
oh, it's so cool.
It was cool. A lot of the action was actually pretty dope too. So
Yeah, I would agree with
appreciated that. Yeah.
No, action looked great. One other thing that I had, those turrets were freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude. The ones that spin?
Yeah, the ones that
That
spin.
was so cool.
Basically, it's just like 8 or 10 guns.
Yeah.
And they just spin and they only shoot where they need to shoot at, but they're just spinning so fast. Those things were so awesome.
Yeah. I
They're
feel like
cool.
this is going to be a movie where I'm like, okay, like story-wise, it was like, meh. But the more I think about it, I think I'm going to be like, some of this was actually pretty dope. Like, I think it's going to be one of those that grows more fondly over time than one that I hate more over time.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's going to be like an Avatar for me, where I'm like, the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? It actually was not too shabby.
Yeah.
But
I think I'd rather watch Avatar than this.
yeah. I'd rather watch
I can
the
skip,
last third of
I can
Avatar.
I can skip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When it comes out on Disney Plus, I can just skip through, halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you have any final thoughts? Spoilery thoughts?
Spoilery thoughts. I don't think so. I went over pretty much most of my notes.
What was the funniest line in the movie?
Oh. I don't know. It was probably it was probably the whole I think either the I have holes I thought was hilarious. Or the part where Cassie's talking to MODOK about don't be a dick. And he's just like,
Look at me, it's too late.
look at me, it's too late.
It's never too late to stop being a dick. That honestly was so
good.
stupid and so
It was
funny.
so dumb.
Some writer just like slipped that in and he's like, you know what, we're just using it.
We're just using
Nobody
it.
can say no.
Yeah.
He pitched it to him on the day. Yeah, that was a good one. I really liked when Scott shows up and he can't understand what everybody's like chanting and he drinks the ooze and then the guy's like, hey, what's up? And just like everybody's speaking English.
And like none are mad at him.
No, it sounds so horrifying and it's like, drink the ooze, drink the ooze. That's a really funny part. How many holes do you have?
7.
So funny.
I have no holes.
It's just like stuff like that's so weird, but it's like
It's so weird.
honestly, the movie might have sucked more without it. So
Well, it would have. But it also was not the right movie.
No, it was not.
No.
Yeah, what a weird thing where Kang's like, I'm killing trillions of people in multiple timelines and am basically going to destroy all of time for always in eternity. And one guy's like, do like juice or milk come out of your holes? It's like, what? Is this the same movie? This was the Everything Everywhere All at Once of Marvel.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
It was like
thinking about.
really like crazy and weird looking and
But not as good writing.
weird humor. Yeah, not as good at writing. So yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to guess your score?
Oh, crap. Oh, man. I gave some low, but not like super low. 742.
Okay. Let's take a look, shall we? 789.
Oh, wow.
Not too shabby.
Okay, that's higher than I
Not
thought.
too shabby. I gave everything. Well, no, I gave probably similar to you. I gave a few things lower and a few things higher. So I'm guessing I'm like around the same. I'm gonna say 782.
No, I think you're higher than me.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. Whoa, what the heck? 829?
Yeah, dude, you gave the vibe like 177. I gave it a 140. You scored Morse. You scored Morse things. Wow.
3
You
of my 5
scored-
things I scored lower than you.
Oh,
Yeah. But
guess
just barely.
just the
like
2
I scored
things.
like visuals 9 less. I scored acting 6 less, and I scored the score 8 less. So it was pretty
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
close. And then my vibe was like way higher. So,
Yeah.
and my story is
Your story
quite a
was
bit
higher,
higher.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
'cause I didn't care.
829. That I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
8.2.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
Box office
predictions.
You guys, Craig is the official winner of Avatar.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously. Because I'm
Guys-
pretty sure he's almost dead on. Have you checked it recently?
Well, it hasn't changed. It's at 2.217, but it hasn't moved like all week.
I love that you know that.
Yeah. I want to be like dead on.
That's freaky close, man. That's kind of crazy.
2.217, and it's Ant-Man's now out, so it's definitely not going to do as well.
Yeah.
So we might literally get like almost to 2.3 or just above it.
Probably just about there. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you just a couple reference numbers, which you probably already know them. Spider-Man No Way Home, 1.9 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going kind of recent.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange was 900 some.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thor:
then
Love and Thunder was like 770, I think.
What was Wakanda Forever?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that was.
Because that's the most recent.
That's the most recent, yeah.
Wakanda Forever box office.
Definitely not as good as the first Black Panther.
Oh, I was like 250 million. That's horrible. That was the budget. That's a big old budget, dude.
It was a big budget. I don't know.
855.
Yeah, which is actually pretty low.
That is pretty low.
Because the first
still,
Black Panther was like way higher than that.
Yeah, that was like a 1.5.
Yeah, I think so.
Or something. So
I think it was close to 1.5. So, okay. Third Ant-Man, because you do have to think of these as sequels in their series.
Yes.
Because Spider-Man, first off, was, hugely regarded because of, certain things that are in the movie, and it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man just does well.
Yeah.
Unless you're Andrew Garfield.
And the second Ant-Man movie made $622 million.
Yeah. And the
that
first
was
one was
5 years ago.
And the first one was like 550.
Okay.
I think. So woof. I don't know. It's very weird. So I could see people being like attracted to it.
Okay.
Like, oh, go see this really weird movie, or oh, hey, they have this really cool villain in Marvel. But at the same time, I don't think it was that good of a movie. So I'm not sure how much
it's probably not going to be.
rewatchability.
It's probably not going to be a rewatcher.
But there's also not a lot out because it's February. So
True.
Other than the 25th anniversary of Titanic, my goodness. 25th or 30th.
That ship has already sank.
That ship has sailed.
Well, it came out in 97, so 26th.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess 735.
That's high.
Yeah.
Maybe not. It's weird because Marvel's in such a
You thought
weird...
2.3 was high.
I don't. I
Just
know.
saying.
I know. I did. Marvel's in such a weird spot, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if
But this is the start of Phase 5.
If Wakanda Forever is making 855, you think this is going to make basically 100 million less?
But Doctor Strange was over 900.
Yeah, because people thought that like Tom Cruise Iron Man was showing up. Nobody think that's happening in this movie.
Dude, Bill Murray's in this.
I know, but but it's like I just don't think people are showing up for this movie for anything, right? Because Black Panther people are showing up to be like, what did they do with T'Challa? Doctor Strange people are showing up for,
Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Tom Cruise Iron Man.
The multiverse.
After all the
Spider-Man,
different people.
No Way Home.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. People are showing up for, what was the other one? Thor. People are showing up for Thor, for Gore the God Butcher, because Christian Bale, and people love Christian Bale, and then he didn't exist.
But this is Kang, and it's Jonathan
This is
Majors.
Kang, but do people really know what... Jonathan Majors is cool, but he's not like... People aren't like raving about him a ton.
Ish. But not insane yet.
Not yet.
But this could be pretty big.
It could be.
This is also the first Marvel movie of the year with nothing else. And it is Ant-Man which a lot of people enjoy.
People do like Ant-Man.
They do know that they're going to at least probably have a fun experience, kind of like Guardians, you know?
Yeah.
So, what's your guess? I'm going to be right.
This is hard.
It's hard.
My brain is saying one number, and I'm like, that's too low.
But it might not be.
I don't want to be way too low again. I'm going to do it. $609 million.
Okay.
So kind of in between the two
609.
other Ant-Man movies.
So you think this is going to do worse than the second Ant-Man?
I do.
Okay.
And I think it's not as good as the second Ant-Man.
Well, it's not. But
how do you know, Craig? Just kidding.
Well, because I know. Obviously, you freaking
Baba
whatever
Yaga,
whatever her face's name had longer hair in the second one. So
yeah, she was way hot in the second one. In this one, she was way not. That reminds me of an old app called Hot or Not, the original Tinder. It's literally called Hot or Not. If you guys remember that from 2012 or whatever.
It's also not about the quality. Doctor Strange 2 was way worse than Doctor Strange 1, and it did way better.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, I want to do a poll of every Marvel fan and be like, hey, are you like on the up and up as far as your fandom goes, or do you feel like you're kind of phasing out right now?
Yeah.
There's got to be a ton of people who are kind of just like, I'm done.
I think so. I definitely think so.
I just don't feel like online and stuff, like there's a lot of people who are like, I'm getting more and more excited every day for like the next Marvel thing. Like it just doesn't, you don't feel that hype anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Any final thoughts?
Do you recommend the movie?
Yes. Yeah, I think people should watch this movie. It's super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's discombobulated and a little goofy, but like it's fun to watch. Kang's great, and there's some really funny, weird parts that I think are worth watching. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Spider-Man. And then when he says, no, you're the other bug guy. You're big and then you're small. It's pretty funny.
And he's like $12 for coffee.
$12. And then happy birthday on the cake.
Oh, that was great.
So funny.
That was great. The cake looked horrible.
Yeah, it's so bad. He's like, I haven't made a cake since 1997.
Did the Baskin-Robbins guy make an appearance in the second Ant-Man?
No.
Okay.
No,
nice.
he didn't.
He was a little fun thing again.
Yeah. Okay. Any last things?
No.
Okay.
I think that's it. Join us next Friday for Get Out.
Yeah. Get Out.
Get Out.
That's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah.
Please rate and review. Join the Discord. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to support the podcast, please do. It's in the show notes. Everything's in the show notes.
And you can subscribe for only 99 cents a month.
That's true.
Which is stupid low. But if 20 people did that, then we would have $20 and we could go see more movies.
That's true.
We could get $10 off per ticket per person. It'd be great.
It'd be great. We could go see maybe 2 movies a month rather than 1.
We could start just only doing new movies.
Yeah.
We could quit our jobs and just do this full time. We could release an episode a day.
Dude, that'd be great. Just watch movies all day. That actually might be... If it was every day, it would probably be a bit much.
I would love to watch every movie ever made. That'd be so fun.
That would be pretty fun.
Go in the Guinness Book of World Records. Anyway.
I have a lot of them.
So. We out here dreaming.
Yeah.
But if 10,000 of you guys want to subscribe for 99 cents a month, then Craig and I could almost quit our jobs.
Almost?
I don't know. Do you make $5,000 a month?
No.
You don't make $5,000 a month? Before taxes? You totally do.
Well, before taxes,
well, yeah,
not after taxes.
We're going to have to pay taxes on the money. If we make $10,000 a month off of this, we're going to have to pay taxes. The government's not just going to let us go with that. Freaking Craig's out here making $16K a year.
You're dang right I am. That's what we need, $16K a month.
$16K a month.
Yeah.
It's a month now.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's also a spoiler-free version of this podcast. We'll say probably a few different things because we're going to record that.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to that, go for it.
Yeah,
it'll be
please
fun.
do.
And so this has been Right Eggs acting cool, thinking it orange. No. This is monkeys. Eep.
Eep.
I don't know if eep is a word.
That's a sound effect, right?
Eep.
Eep.
It's like beep, but without the B. Okay. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.